Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's severe weather update. So, unfortunately, Winter Storm Kassandra has a severe weather side, and we have an enhanced risk of severe weather across southeastern coastal Texas, southern Louisiana, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, and the western Florida Panhandle in the orange today. A slight risk slightly further inland, including Houston in the yellow, and a marginal risk in the dark green. And today we have a significant tornado threat unfolding across the Gulf Coast. We have a 10% chance of tornadoes touching down within 25 miles of a location in this yellow shaded area extending from coastal southeast Texas through southern Louisiana, far southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, and the western Florida Panhandle. And this includes New Orleans, uh, Louisiana, and Mobile, Alabama, with Houston being right on the edge. We have a hatched area, which means that uh, some of these tornadoes could be EF2 or stronger. So really watch out for some strong tornadoes, especially if you live in the yellow hatched area today. And then we have a 5% tornado risk in the brown area, which includes the city of Houston, and a 2% tornado risk in the green area today. Damaging winds are also going to be a threat. We have a 30% chance of damaging straight line winds across southeast Louisiana, southern Mississippi, southern southwest Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle today in the red, a 15% chance from southeast Texas through the Florida Panhandle in the yellow, and a 5% chance in the brown of damaging straight line winds of 58 miles per hour or stronger within 25 miles of a location. And then looking at the hail threat, we're going to be primarily seeing a hail threat set up across southeast Texas around the Houston area with a 15% chance of quarter-size hail or larger within 25 miles of a location in the Houston area through just north of Corpus Christi, and then a 5% chance extending into the deep south in the brown area. Now, timing out these storms, we are seeing some pretty concerning trends across southeast Texas regarding the tornado potential. Starting around 9 a.m. Central Daylight Time, we are seeing a cluster of storms across almost all of Texas. And then as we go into around noon, we could see a couple of big supercells develop around Houston according to the HRRR model, with a line of storms developing to the west, and this is where the tornado potential could get very dangerous in around the Houston area between around 11 a.m. through about 3 p.m. as we're going to be seeing very high wind shear, and supercells could be developing even in this multicellular cluster around 3 to 4 o'clock this afternoon across southeast Texas. Moving into Louisiana around 5 o'clock, we hear some of these supercells developing ahead of the main line. These are going to be our primary area for concern for tornadoes, especially the strong ones. Around 5 p.m., around the Beaumont Lake Charles area, going into around 7 to 8 p.m., tornado threat will shift across south central Louisiana into the Lafayette area with a line of storms. This is where the damaging wind threat is also going to really increase. Going into around 9 p.m. Central Time, the tornado threat moves into south central Mississippi, southeastern Louisiana. And then going into the overnight, we could see a nocturnal tornado threat set up across from New Orleans through Hattiesburg, through Gulfport, Biloxi, and Mobile, Alabama, as we could be seeing tornadic storms move through the area between around 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. And this goes into tomorrow as well. Going into tomorrow, we see our line of storms push across Georgia around 7 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, potentially producing tornadoes across central and southern Georgia and the Florida Panhandle. And then our storms will push across southeast Georgia, eastern Florida as we go into around 11 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. And then finally, these storms are going to be producing a lot of rainfall, so we do have a flooding threat, as we're going to be seeing widespread 1 to 3 inches across much of Texas, east central Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi, isolated 3 to 4 inches. So the Weather Prediction Center has issued a slight risk of excessive flooding rainfall across southeastern Texas, central northern Louisiana, and southwest Mississippi today in the yellow, a marginal risk in the dark green. So make sure you watch out for isolated to scattered flooding today as well. So this has the potential to be a dangerous tornado outbreak today across the Gulf Coast from southeast Texas to the western Florida panhandle. So make sure you are paying extra close attention to any tornado warnings that are issued today. Have a NOAA weather radio on standby, and then uh, and then maybe have your phone get alerted for tornado warnings. Thanks for watching today's severe weather update. Stay safe and have a wonderful day, my friends.